Whenever it comes to reading content, like reading something in English, I don't find any problem. And whenever I have to listen something which is spoken in English language, even then I don't find much problem, except some typical accents which I find difficult to understand. I take some time, but I can come out with the gist of that content. Even at the work front, whenever we are to write down or pen down something, to frame any email, etc., I succeed in doing that in an awesome way. But when it comes to speaking, like speaking to somebody in English, majority of the time I'm stuck. The words, they don't come to my mind. Why does it happen so? My dear friends, I'm Kawaljit Kaur, and in this video I'm going to talk about this specific issue, that the people who are on the journey of learning English and who understand everything, who can write down very good content with using good vocabulary or good words, and who don't find any problem in reading also, why they find difficulty while they speak. In my experience of over a year, because I have been doing it for the past 1 year, I have come up with some of the reasons which are very specific, and because of those reasons, we fail to accomplish our goal. Number one, that is the pressure. When we are listening something, or we are reading something, or we are writing down something, all these things are done passively. When we are to speak, it is something which is done in the real time situation. Like when we are speaking, we have some audience sitting or standing before us. So automatically some pressure is generated inside our minds. Because when we speak in public, we consider it as a sort of like performance. Why I'm saying a performance? Because like I'm saying something, it means the person on the other side is judging me, not only so far as my spoken skills are concerned, but so many of the other things are also being taken care of by that person. So automatically, if this thing is there in my mind at that very time, it is obvious that I'm going to get nervous. Some jittering kind of sensation I would start feeling. So what happens is that either I start mumbling or I start stuttering. I'm constantly keeping on repeating the same words again and again and again. And the possibilities, either I'm speaking incorrect words, or at some point of time might be that I stop saying anything and the whole show goes flop. Now the question is how to overcome this kind of situation. If I'm coming across some similar kind of problem, how to overcome with it? Answer to this is that forget about this thing, what the persons on the other side would say about me. I'm not judging them, so they have no right to judge me. If suppose I speak something in an incorrect manner, even then my emphasis or my attempt should be that I succeed in conveying my message. And if my message is conveyed, I think I should be satisfied with that only. And there is a possibility that over the time, with the constant practice, I'm going to come up to a certain reasonably good level. Another reason is that we speak fast. Whenever we are speaking in English, especially among the peers or in a social gathering or anybody who is there around us, and we are trying to speak in English, a number of times we speak fast or faster. You can say it is a sort of attempt like to create an impression on the other person's mind that I can speak well, and if I will speak in a speedy manner, might be that it creates a sort of impression that I'm behaving or I'm looking or I'm posing like a native speaker. But this thing is really wrong. We do these kinds of things, like we start speaking very fast. The fact is that we don't get anything fruitful at the end. So it means initially we should try to speak taking pauses. like we should speak slowly, comparatively slowly, but emphasis should be I try to speak in a correct manner. Another reason is that I'm trying to use advanced words or the tough words. This is a very big issue. Normally, whenever we are coming across so many videos onto YouTube, we stumble upon such videos where there is some simple vocabulary and there is advanced vocabulary, and they are always emphasizing on this thing that if you want to sound as a native speakers, start using start switching over from basic to the advanced vocabulary, and we start following that rule in our spoken English, that instead of using the simple words, we start laying emphasis on the tough words or complicated words or the advanced kind of words. But because we are not used to those words, there is nothing bad with those words, and I don't say that they are wrong at their part, the person or the people who are advocating this thing, but you just compare your level with their level of this English language, this spoken part. If I don't belong to their level, then I should stay at the level where I am in reality. If I am a basic level learner, or I have just jumped over from a basic to a bit advanced level learner, even then I should use simple words, very simple words, because it is better to convey your message in a correct manner using simple words instead of using complicated words. I don't advise the usage of those advanced words when we are not up to that level. And the final reason I believe is that we don't do much practice. I keep on noting down those words which are either very simple, but I have come across, suppose I come across those words for the first time, though they are very easy kind of words, but considering that by using these words or by using this word, I can construct so many sentences related to my daily routine or my routine at the workplace, etc. I keep on noting down those words. But the problem is that for the initial 1 or 2 days, I would try to use those words. But after those 2-3 days, when the situation around me changes, I used to forget to use those words. So with the passage of time, those words fade out of my mind, or exactly the similar way out of your mind as well. So it means that if we have come across certain words and which we find that if I start using those words, my English would become better. So in that very case, what should we people do? We should try to create that kind of environment around us. Environment doesn't mean that we have to lay some specific emphasis and we are to create some scene. No, creating that environment mean in what kind of situations that word can be used. So I should try to speak or use that word again and again, creating that kind of situation, like whenever I'm in kitchen, I'm in my living room, or I'm driving, I'm heading towards my office, etc. So we should try to keep on using that set of words for the initial so many days, so that we get accustomed to the uses of those words. So that way I feel the important component or important reason out of all these, the ones which I have just mentioned, is that is the practice. We don't do enough practice. And if we start doing more practice, and initially we speak comparatively slowly and we use simple words instead of using the complicated or the fancy words, and we should stop worrying that in what way the person would take me, because I must have only one feeling in my mind, that I want to become a best version of myself only. I don't need any sort of validation from anybody else. I'm least bothered that in what way the other person is taking me whenever I'm speaking in English and I'm talking to that person in English. I think slowly and slowly I would succeed in accomplishing my language.